Hi all and welcome to the first episode of the Partner of the Month, a video series where we present our incredible and talented partner. Together with us today is Nicola Tettamanti, CEO of Tecnopinz. Hi Nicola.
Hello, hi there.
Without further ado, let's start directly to get to know you better. So who is Tecnopinz? Can you give us a brief presentation to our viewer?
Sure, of course. Tecnopinz is first of all a family business. So we are in the Ticino region in Switzerland since more than 50 years. Actually, the company was founded in 1970, and for the most of the time it was brought on by our father, Enrico Tettamanti, until year 2010. Then Claudio and I, my brother, we had the chance to step over into the new generation. And since 2010, we are actually managing the company and trying to give our own philosophy and our own ideas as well into the business. Our main activity is high precision mechanics. So we are a company which is actually manufacturing high precision mechanical components for many different industries. We start from automotive, we go to CNC machine tooling, and then you end up in electronics and watchmaking industry. And therefore we have quite a big spectrum of different customers and as well different regions. We have the luck that we are a small medium company. We have around 50 people working with us, but we export our products in more than 35 countries in the world. And this is a nice occasion to exchange and learn every day something new. So this is a little bit what we're doing nowadays.
Okay, thank you. So it's a very long family tradition that you have, and also a big responsibility to be such an international company.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
give just also a short presentation of yourself, so your career?
Sure. I'm Nicola Tettamanti, as you mentioned. I'm in the function of the CEO of the company. So my personal experiences went from quite a long period in the Swiss Army, stepping into journalism and other activities to learn a little bit more about myself. And then in 2007, I actually started working in the sales in Tecnopinz. And since 2018, I took over a little bit the general management of the company in terms of the executive activities. And at the same time, I finished my EMBA, so I'm a graduate EMBA, and therefore I take care a little bit more of all the management aspects of the company. Claudio, my brother, he's an engineer of the ATH in Zurich. He is working in the company since 2009. He joined us in very difficult times. And in these times, he's the COO of the company. So he takes care really of the operative aspects, of the technical aspects. And together, I would say we are a good team because we don't do the same thing. Everybody has his own activities and his own priorities.
So can you tell us just a significant experience on your own, like a business case or something that you would like to tell us that it's really focused on your activities and your experience?
Yes, of course. There are many daily or periodical small successes that we achieve, and as well as a lot of problems that we have to solve every day. So for me, it's easier to talk a little bit about a whole concept, which is actually the fact of repositioning the company. So when we took over the company in 2010, it was a very difficult moment. We had a lot of consequences by the financial crisis, and our portfolio of customers and products was not as well developed as it should be. So the first thing that we had to do was to really do an analysis. Claudio and I, we try to understand what are the advantages that we can offer to the market. And as brothers, we try to put in as well the personalities that we have. So in these terms, Claudio in the technical and myself more in the commercial. And what we were able to do is actually to pursue a path of continuous investments and improvements in machinery, in technology for the manufacturing, as well as for the quality controls, For the processes, we are now, let me say, a paperless company in terms that we can cover all the administrative and commercial activities without actually using paper. This is something that was really important for us in this era that we are living in. And this continuous path allowed us to actually develop new customers, develop new markets with more complex products. Before, we were used to make 50% of standard products and 50% of customized products. Nowadays, the ratio has changed to 20% standard and 80% is really high precision mechanics made on demand. And this is something that in this epoch, in this era, low volume and high complexity are really important for us and are really giving us good opportunities into the market. So we are, let me say, quite proud about what we could achieve, and we hope that this is let me say, a beginning of a continuous path of good results.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, specialization is for sure one of the key trend of this era. So it's important to be there. And talking about complexity and also, as you mentioned, some kind of digital electronics product. Here with us, there is also Andrea Moroni Stampa, the CTO of Hemargroup. And I would like to ask you to Andrea to present yourself, also our company, to all the people that do know us.
Hi, yes, very with pleasure. Our company is actually made up of three smaller companies, so Hemar, SIFA, and HSCS, and we deal actually with the whole product life cycle of electronic products. We start from the engineering, the development of solutions from the software firmware up to the electronic design, and with the goal of going into production with these new devices. Actually, our core business, also the group core business, is the production of electronic devices with the Swiss-made label, as we are 100% present in Switzerland. And as Nicola just said, we are a similar company because even for the small Swiss market, we are on a world level a very small company of like 100 people, but we export to worldwide locations. In this case, we are very similar in that Nicola deals with the mechanics, as I always make joke with him, and we do the electronics. So Tecnopinz is the reason why things work, and Hemargroup could be the reason on the method how the things work. Also, our business actually touch in many different situations, because the very high quality spindles that Tecnopinz does and the devices that they develop and they export all over the world, they are also used maybe to do the fabrication of the PCBs. And the PCB is our main component. So without the PCB, you cannot do anything, because it is the substrate where we put all our components and we do the assembly. Hemargroup deals with any type of series, from the prototypes, small series, up to the very large and big series, even in the medical and military area, as we are certified for these processes. So I think it makes a very good partnership, Hemargroup and Tecnopinz together, in many different occasions. And as we know, Switzerland has high quality, of course, but sometimes higher prices than the rest of the world. But on the other side, we have both a reliable and sustainable production method, which can in turn bring a lot more advantages to the final customers.
Thank you, Andrea, for this presentation. So going back to the main subject of this video, can also you, Nicola, tell something about this partnership? What's the value that you see in it, and how is going till now?
Yeah, the partnership with Hemargroup is really interesting, both because we noticed that there is a lot of younger generation in both companies. I mean, we have an exchange which is almost with all people below 40 years old, so it is quite interesting to have a really open-minded, and also we have the same experiences. We have grown up a little bit in the same regions and areas, so we share something in common at the very beginning of every discussion. And so it is nice to relate with people that you actually have a feeling of being really peers. And moreover, what is very nice in Hammer is that there is a very, very great philosophy of having an open mind, of being ready to discuss, to analyze, and maybe do changes on things while being worked, because that's what the market asks. So sometimes we have project that we discuss and customers just maybe put in some ideas while things are actually already maybe happening. And this is something challenging. And if you don't have the right people with the flexibility to do it, every discussion becomes very complicated. But thanks to the fact that Hemargroup is very, on one side, experienced people, but as well very flexible minds, we really can reach, I think, always the best solution for both the customer in the end, but as well for our cooperation. And this is something that I really would like to share with you today.
Personally, thank you for these kind words regarding
You're
our
welcome.
company and our partnership. So, Andrea, do you have something to add, given that we are going to close this interview?
Yes. Also, from my side, it is impossible nowadays to be a hero or to be good in every field. And such partnerships, like, for example, an electronic manufacturing company and a precision mechanics manufacturing company, bring actually to a more powerful market presence, in the sense that we are more ready, or actually more flexible in the challenging situations where our customer, actually both of our customers, put us in. So these kind of partnerships, which are not just, a customer supplier or buyer normal market partnerships, these are something very useful and very important in nowadays international market situation, which brings actually the value of Swiss companies and the Swiss philosophy together, and helps in challenging situations. So if I could make a small advice for our people listening to this interview, I can suggest not to find a supplier, in any case you're in, but to find a partner which is happy to grow with you and to give his opinion, even if it is a bad opinion or not nice one, but which can help you make the step and grow up faster and stronger.
Thank you, Andrea. So we are coming to the end of this interview. I would ask just one last question to Nicola. Do you also have any advice to our viewers, listeners of this interview?
I think one major advice that I can actually tell as young entrepreneur or having the chance to manage actually a company is that most of the incertitude of this era we are living in is done by the very quick reaction that we have nowadays, with information, with all the logistics. Everything happens very, very fast, and consequences sometimes are hard to manage because the information is very fast, but the actions behind are quite challenging. So what we have with Hammer, and that I really can suggest to anybody, is to build up a partnership, that you have a continuous exchange, that you keep track of things, and that actually you really try to find a dedicated channel to discuss things that are being promoted or projects that are ongoing, and really keep informed on both sides, telling the customer that actually now you have a little bit more capacity or a little bit less capacity is already a very important information for his processes, for his planning. So on the other side, it's the same when the customers tell the supplier, listen, we are approaching a big project. We will certainly have to find a preferential channel in your production because this customer will become very important for us. As quicker as you start discussing like this, the better you can manage all the incertitudes that are arising as we are living now in these years. We definitely know, and I'm sure you know what I mean. So communication, but on a very open and transparent way, is, I think, the only reasonable solution for having success in business and partnerships in the future. So thank you very much for your kind consideration.
Thank you for the advice, and I think we are at the end of this interview. Thank you, Andrea and Nicola, to be here, sharing your experience and knowledge and your advices for the future. And we are looking forward to continue on this fantastic partnership. Thank you all, and
thank you very much.
see you to the next interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.